Okay, we are going to call this meeting of the Keep Marque Beautiful Commission on November 10th, 2021 to order at 6:05 PM. Roll call. I am here. Miss Kathy Heron,
Is here.
Ashley Gooden,
Here.
Richard Loftus,
Present.
Terry Pettyjohn.
Here.
We are all present and Casey's not yet. Okay, all right. Kathy, would you like to lead us in the invocation
Sure.
and pledge?
Dear Lord, as we're gathered together tonight, may we work diligently together to make the Marque an even more beautiful place. May we all work together hand in hand, and may we promote diversity instead of division. Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Feels extremely appropriate, given it's the Marine Corps birthday today.
And Veterans Day tomorrow.
Hoorah. That is right.
Now, who
Veterans
puts the
Day tomorrow.
flags out front? Because it was beautiful when I drove up.
It is
Probably city
gorgeous.
workers.
Public Works, I think.
Public Works.
Really? Okay.
Okay, citizens participation. Hello again. How are you?
Thank you. First, I'd like to understand that y'all have approved everything for the bus.
That is happening this evening.
Today.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I want to thank y'all for that. That I drove that bus for 7 years and that this is the first thing that's really been done to it. And it was in bad shape. And I've had all, if y'all have the question about anything, I think she's got a copy. I can
Yeah.
answer any questions.
Okay.
And I think we're going to fire this up. The bus wasn't ready to go. But we'll have it ready in probably a week and a half or 2 weeks. The first trip we plan on making be the second Saturday in January.
Okay.
Through November and all, even when I was doing it before November, everybody was vacation, shopping, you know. So
In
we'll do it
January, you said?
second week in January.
Aren't we, sorry, but the regular schedule would be the first and the third Saturday, right?
First and the third Saturday.
Okay, so we're gonna do the first and the third and just have that. Because then
We'll do the second Saturday in January.
the second and the third? Or? I'm just trying to get a schedule correct. So that we know, because the lady down at probation will set the schedule. So if we tell her, because I've told her first and third officially, when it is up and running. But if we do a second Saturday, like the second Saturday in January, are we gonna do another one in January?
Yeah.
On the fourth weekend or the third weekend?
For every, we do it twice a month,
Right,
first and the second Saturdays of the month.
first and the second or first and,
Yeah, first and the third.
first and the third?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna kick it off the third Saturday of
Will be the
January?
Be the second Saturday in January.
Okay. And when is in January, then when would the next time we would be doing it?
And that is, we keep a crew up.
So the second Saturday. And then would we do another one in January, just on the third Saturday? Or on the, and then fall into the schedule?
Yeah, then when February hits, we'll be, you know, it's
Okay.
automatically in the second and third, or first and
First and
third,
third.
first and third.
Okay, so we'll do January. I just want to make sure that the lady down at probation has everything correct and ready to roll for them too. So second and third Saturday in January, and then first and third from there on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So is this something also that the city will be using people that's doing community service? Or is it just Galveston County probation?
No. we are going to be put on the list of available options for people that are serving probation and community service in Galveston County.
Okay.
Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, when I was on the phone call with you and Chief Aragon, the lady, the probation in Galveston County handles multiple cities.
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be like Texas City and Galveston and whatever. So if they want to come up here, they can, but then also through Judge Pettyjohn's, no, I'm not pointing, sorry, I'm pointing your wife, Judge Pettyjohn through our civil court.
Right. Yeah.
She can assign community service and then those people would be able to go through us as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, that was my question.
I can get my probationers out of Marque, Texas City, Galveston, and Hitchcock. That's where
Yeah.
I'll contact all them, make sure that they're back in, we're back in business.
Okay.
Did Chief Aragon happen to tell you that we probably have a person to drive the bus?
Beg your pardon?
Did Chief Aragon happen to tell you that we have probably a good to go person to drive the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be training him.
okay,
I had a stroke, 6 months ago, and I didn't think I want to get back on the bus, but I am gonna train him, and I've been over working with him on the bus, getting it ready.
okay.
And then I'm training a new driver, which is a retired policeman,
Which one is that?
Ron. What was yours?
He fell out. Chief told me that he said no.
Well, he's back in.
He's back in? Oh, Lord, okay.
Okay, and then here's the other person.
Someone that Daniel and I have known, Daniel's worked with for years. He's a porter at DeMontron. So he pulls units around, RV units around all the time. So he's used to driving things. He could drive a little bus and a trailer and stuff like that. So he called and I believe spoke to Chief Aragon about it as well.
Well, that's good.
Because right after we had all had that phone conference, it wasn't but a few days later, I got a call back from Chief that said after Ron had been told about all the things that were necessary, he went, nope, and washed his hands of it. But he is back in.
He was.
Okay.
He was been policeman out in Bel Air, Texas.
Yeah,
And I told him this is Lamar.
Yeah.
It's a bit different in Bel Air. So, anyway, we got that straight.
okay. I just want to make sure he's good to go because I'm super excited that there'll be a retired Leo driving. That'll be good with probationers and stuff. That'll be helpful. So we have the official person. Cool. And then these are, where's that throwing stuff? Must throw stuff during the meeting, sir. So we have, okay, we've got the light bar, the labor for engine tune-up, wiper blades, so all the little, okay, front suspension. Detail and sanitize, that's probably a really good idea. Tires, that's also a really good idea. Is this a double? Tune-up engine, wiper blades and suspension? No, this is different. Oh, engine V-belt, okay. That's different. Do we have a total for this stuff altogether? Hold on, we're gonna add it up right now.
Well, I know in the past how hard we've had to try to get drivers to help you out, so I'm glad that there's two of them. So it's gonna take two to fill your shoes.
That is 4,255.82. So that one will have to go through the extra steps since it's over. But still. I mean, these are all the official requisition forms, so we're good. Yeah, okay.
Did we need to make a motion?
We can't, it's actually on the agenda,
Okay.
so we can approve it when we get to it, because we do have it right here. But thank you so much, Chief, for the requisition forms. Is there any other extra information about the litter bus that's new? Or is it just the extra work that was done to it and stuff?
I'll be training the driver.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take him out probably a couple of times before January.
okay.
Show him the area and then show him what we do, how we go about handling people, trustees, and
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. And you're gonna turn a timesheet in for that, right?
Beg your pardon?
Are you gonna turn a timesheet in?
Yeah.
Good, okay.
Did Chief find the timesheet or he did? Okay.
So let me ask you this, what areas are we gonna concentrate on? First off, the cleanup areas, do you have a list of the areas that we're gonna concentrate
A
on
lot of
first?
times I'll have a policeman during the week, if they see an area that's bad, they'll notify the maintenance supervisor in City Hall, except Mark. And then he'll call in and tell me what area we need cleaning.
Oh, I can help you with that, for sure. I can definitely help you with that.
Just, pass it if it's- There's an area, I know one time out under the underpass on Highway 45,
Mhm.
there was two stacks of tires about that much. And then I don't know how long they stayed out there. And finally, somebody called me, told me so much tires out there. And we do pick tires. We pick up everything with dead animals. You will sack them and put them on the side of the road,
Oof,
you know.
I don't blame you there.
Okay.
But yeah, and they will on the sheet too, it will have the area that they have cleaned as well as how many bags and all that they've picked up so that we can keep a running log of it, as well as the hours for the driver so that we can approve every month at the meeting. We'll approve how many hours the driver has worked. And then we will, motion and approve to pay, and then it'll go through finance and then the driver will get paid.
And then we'll know how many probationers helped each time too.
I have no idea.
Oh, no, I mean, just whenever the reports get turned
Yeah,
in.
we'll have a
Oh,
log.
Good. good,
Yeah.
that's good.
We'll have a log of absolutely everything so that we can keep a log and a running tally. We can put it in with our KTV stuff, so that stuff will count. And we can keep track of which areas are cleaned. And then there was something else. Hold on, my brain went for just a second.
You better go find your brain.
Oh, there it is. Okay, it's here. I found
You
it.
found
Okay. If the weather, this is what we talked about on the phone that time too. If the weather ends up on that day, they won't decide until that day. If the weather is non-permitting of them going out. You did what, a standard like 2 hours for the driver and the probationers? Okay, like just a standard 2 hours for the driver since.
Show up time.
Yeah, and then for the probationers, obviously, because they did show up to do the work.
Right.
They just couldn't,
Yeah.
but that won't be decided until the day of.
Okay.
That's very fair.
So they'll sign in, and so we'll get all that too. So, okay,
Remember the report, how I done it last year,
Mhm.
and then on the back of it, I had the location of everywhere we clean, what streets, and how many bags was picked up on them, and then the hours that they worked. Then I've got another info on top of it is where all the trustees, where they come from, Tech City, and then I turn a report into y'all Monday morning.
right, it'll go to Kathleen.
Yeah, so you have that Monday.
So we'll be able to have a copy of it, or at least the tallies for our records. I don't need to know everybody's name, I suppose, but at least the tallies for our trash purposes.
Well, I think you do a wonderful job and I appreciate you so very much.
You do, you are awesome. I am so pleased to have met
Okay,
you.
one year we got #2 in the state for cleanliness. But, back then, it'd probably be like that now, but we haven't cleaned several years.
Yeah,
But I used to nothing to go out and get 60, 70 bags of trash.
this is gonna be so helpful.
Yeah.
So helpful. And I noticed too, I noticed when I was in here for chicken court, I noticed Judge Pettyjohn, she was super sweet and super fair, but she seemed, because I just was listening to things, she seemed very open to giving community service as an option. And so we should be able to get plenty of community service people from our city too.
Mhm.
So we should be good.
You'll be surprised, after some of them trustees is out there working, you'll hear them say, man, I ain't gonna throw nothing on the ground. anymore." But they see what they, what's happening.
Mhm.
But everywhere there's a four stop sign and all four corners will be, right, and they stop, how they go.
Yeah.
And
It's like children, you have to get them to do it over and over again to correct their mistake, even if it's not their mistake, but the mistake. And then they get in the habit and they learn like, oh, let's not do this anymore because it's gross. And it should, Richard, plenty of places, so we should be able to
you'd be surprised
get this whole
how
city
many
taken care of.
citizens, when you're driving along there, they were sitting on a porch or something and then start waving at you. And I've got one guy, Jim, over on Kansas. We cleaned his street down there one day, and it's a dead end. So I have to park on the front, let him walk down one side and come back the other. And he had his son come down and run me down on Lake Road to tell me, he said, I want to talk to you for my daddy. I said, yes, sir. He's my daddy, said that he lived there 22 years. That's the first time that ditch has ever been cleaned.
Oh my gosh.
I grew up on Bellevue Street, so I can probably agree with that.
All right, do we have any other questions for the chief? Ashley, you're on. Do you have any questions about the program or anything to add?
No, I don't have any questions.
Are we all set on it? It is an agenda item, so we will be approving it in just a few minutes.
Thank you again for the bus.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're very excited. Okay. All right, on to 5A, approval of meeting minutes. Do you have a motion to approve the minutes from October 13th?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from October the 12th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Our financial report for September of 2021. Mr. Pettyjohn, if you would be so kind.
Yes, I had a little question here because there's,
Mhm.
it says parks and then it says keep the mark beautiful, and that are both the same.
We split the donations on the water bill.
Do what now?
We split the donations on the water bill. So like there is that that
right,
added
I
$2
understand.
and then the donation. So this, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's the donation and it's just split in half between Parks and Klmbc.
Oh, there it is. Okay, now I see. I understand. Okay. So we had revenues of 500. We started off with a balance of $42,299.39. We had revenues of $592. I didn't quite understand. I don't understand this. What was this additional donations of a negative 960 for total revenues of minus 367.24?
Do we know? Michael, do you know?
No, ma'am.
Can we find out?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think we need to table that because I don't know what that is. That I don't see anything in the report. And
Mm-mm. We don't have an unclaimed check anymore, though. Bonus. Do we want to motion to table it until next month to approve it until we figure
Yeah.
out what's going on?
yes, I move we table this till we find out about the negative 960.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
All right, we'll move this to next month. All right, on to old business and awards, 7A, recognition of October residential yard of the month. That was Miss Geraldine Carter of 102 Union Street.
Okay, I'll talk about her a little bit. Talk about a sweet little old lady. Oh my gosh, that was the one that we,
Adorable.
apparently she had been calling just the city to get on our list, and that message was never getting through us, and it never came down, you know. through the
That was
thing.
her,
That was the
okay.
one. So it's like the minute
Good,
I got
good,
the email, Ben and I were at dinner, and I said, let's just drive over there. So we did, and we met with her. And then I told her, I said, okay, you're gonna be the next one, because that's what we had one that would never respond, was one before her. And I never could get in contact with them, so we just moved on to the next person. And she was just delightful. And to have everything blooming so late in the season with the heat, she works on that yard.
It's
Just
beautiful.
a sweet, sweet, like, so I really enjoyed meeting her. I'm gonna hate to take the sign and move to the next person, but that is the thing. As far as I know, we don't have anybody else in the queue for December, so.
So we need to be on the lookout for, Maple Street.
Oh, you mean Pepper?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, put it in the portal so that we
I
got a
will.
line. So nobody can accuse us of anything. It's all gotta be paper trail.
Because we are getting into winter time and a lot of people's stuff is kind of browning out a little bit, but since theirs is raised beds and like eclecticness, it still looks really fun.
Yeah, one of the firemen, he's doing a raised beds also, but I haven't been invited to see it. He just emailed me about it. And I told him something goes through the portal.
We need to, on this topic, do we know who is doing Colleen's job now for the city?
At the moment, I don't know if we have anybody doing her job. That's what I was gonna say, until further notice, like if y'all find one that y'all think, go ahead and send it to me as well as putting it through portal, because I'm not sure, it's probably on the request tracker stuff, but if it's not, at least it's coming to me. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get it on.
Do we know who's posting for the city of Lamarque at this time? Is Kyle doing it? Maybe Kyle. He's the tech guy, right? Okay. Because that stuff is, until we get our group back and situated, which I've spoken to the mayor about as well. So hopefully we will have that back. Especially to do lights and stuff, but all of it, it was so good and we need it anyway. So I've spoken to Mayor Bell about it. So hopefully, maybe we can get in touch with Kyle and see if he's doing it, figure out who's kind of posting for the city of Lamarque, because our stuff it does get traction when you post it, but it gets so much more engagement when the city posts it because it
Well,
gets
I
pushed
know,
out. I know.
But like, she ended up like doubling up on 2 months because she didn't post it from before, and the people kept calling, hey, my mom wants to see it, and it's not, it's not up here. And so, I mean, that went for like a whole month, and that's when I finally put it up. So then I've just been kind of strung to the
Yeah.
groups, because people, if they're getting the award, they want to know, and I think they deserve that.
Yeah,
you know.
no, I totally agree with you. We need to get down to figure out who is doing it, or when is the next, are we having is there another council meeting this month? We already had the council meeting, didn't we?
Yeah,
It was
Monday.
Monday.
Okay. Or we need to
Well, I have
maybe take it to
I have a
council.
question here. So, I was going to, if we got one for yard of the month, to do it for December, but since we don't have anything, we'll still wait and see. If we get something, we'll still do it. But otherwise, do we just want to focus on the holiday light contest for December?
I mean, if we get one for December, if we get one, then, cool. But Light Up Lamarque like most of our stuff runs like a well-oiled machine. So as long as we can get hopefully access to our page to at least be able to post and have it approved on our page, to be able to push, or city to post it, then we should be golden with both things.
Okay, good.
So I'm pushing through that. If maybe you guys could poke and prod as well to see if we can find out who's handling that stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna be a broken record because I do this every year. I still think that whoever, since we've gone to the media format, you stole my heart.
I'm so sorry.
That once they're all chosen, I still think we should all get on the bus and personally go as a committee to present those signs and awards to the people. And I think it's good photo ops, and I think it just adds more recognition,
Mhm.
to it. Because it's an important thing. People do a lot of hard work.
They do.
Because I don't want to put my lights up. I'm dreading it.
I remember it was a kind of like a time rush
Mhm.
last year. And so they did votes. Oh. You remember that? But we weren't all available on that day that we had advertised that signs and stuff are gonna go out. So I think, and you have the agenda sheet for it, for Light Up Mark, but I think I scheduled it and it's on the agenda, so we can talk to it when we get there. Okay, so let's move on. We'll talk to it when we get there. On to, oh, do we have a motion to approve Miss Geraldine Carter?
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve Ms. Geraldine Carter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, B, discussion, possible action regarding using KLMBC funds to help buy street signs.
I'm for that.
I think we're all for
We're
that.
all for it, but
We need to get in touch with those other companies, right?
yeah, like I mentioned to you earlier, I've spoken to these people on 3 or 4 different occasions. They've given me their email and told me to send the city logo. I've done that, and it's just a dead end. So
Did you send, how did you send the logo?
email.
No, I
and-
mean like in what format? PNG, GIF, JPEG, do you know?
No, I just sent them an email with the city logo, and they keep telling me that they didn't get it. So I kind of just
Okay.
came to a stop on it. So that's something we need to revisit. I'm going to give you their email, and we have it because the city's done business with them before. I found out.
Did you get the emails from the email that I forwarded you from Amanda?
I did,
Okay,
but I already had the email because I've spoken to these people before.
okay,
that-
so,
it's Econo Signs is the name of the
yes,
company.
and we also need to get in touch with those 2 others too. Because
Yeah.
isn't Econosigns the one we're getting
Well, they were supposed to have already sent me a sample plate.
and they have not
No,
because of the image.
no.
They should
because
all
of-
have the image.
Because of the
No, maybe they don't.
miscommunication, I'm assuming.
I got you.
you
Okay.
know. I've sent
Um,
it to them several times, and it's just, we
Okay.
didn't get it. Send it to this email. So tomorrow I'm gonna find the other email because it's in my truck. I'm gonna send it to you, and then maybe you,
Okay.
being more tech savvy, can make sure that they get it.
Well, I'm going to see if I can reach out to, maybe Kyle has it stored since he does do all the tech stuff. They have a special, I know with Colleen, they have a special version of our logo that is used to send to anybody who puts it on anything, shirts and stuff, because
Mhm.
of the way the color, my shirt's dirty. Because the way the colors and the format, and it's like, I guess it's weird. So I think it's in like a PNG format. It's got a clear background. I don't know. I know it's special though.
So yeah,
So
let's get in touch.
we'll see if I can get that. And
yeah,
then if you'll
get
get
it.
me the emails
I'll
and
get
then,
you the other email that they
Okay.
told me to send it to, because the one I keep sending it to,
and that's
where-
for Econo Signs,
Econo
right?
Signs, yes.
Have you been able to get in touch with any of the other ones?
I think I mentioned the last time that I talked to Sign and Supply in Houston, but they told me that they wouldn't have their printing machine
right.
up until the end of the year.
Okay,
So I
because
haven't- I hadn't even tried to reach back to them because of what they told me the first time I spoke to them. So,
okay,
and it ain't the end of the year yet.
yeah. Well, let's just try to reach out because there's quite a few on that email that Amanda sent
Yeah.
to us.
Well, those
So-
are the 2 that I've reached out to
Yeah.
because I do business with Sign and Supply.
Let's just hound because it looks like Econo Signs is going to be a
Yeah,
good
'cause we've-
go-to.
Yeah, because the city's done business with them
Yes.
before.
And all those other ones have done business as well. So
Okay.
it should be easier to get quotes from those if they've already done business with the city of Lamarck. So let's
And-
just hound all of them
Okay,
and just, that way we have them.
okay, let's put the pressure on there.
Yeah, put the pressure on. Just because that's something that's gonna really gussy up the city
Yeah,
once
and,
it gets
and,
started.
and like I said, I was hoping to have been had that plate, I thought
Yeah.
I'd have it the first week that I first talked to the guy, and then it went from 1 week to, maybe
Right.
2.5 months now.
Do you have a phone number for him?
I do.
Okay, will you get it to me later?
I will get it to you. And I have the guy at Sign and Supply. I have his personal cell phone number.
Okay,
I was gonna mention, I have not seen the sign that you're talking about. I know y'all said there's some like in Hitchcock and all, but I know like when going through Texas City, they've got like these real pretty, like little, I'll call them wrought iron, but they're pretty scrolly, but they have the little things for little flags.
Mhm.
And how beautiful these flags are out here. That would be great if we could have something like that for the city, and we could keep flags up all the time or whatever, because they're really not that expensive to buy, but I think that would really make us look like an all-American, city, and I think it'd make people more proud.
the little flags are cheap, the ones we put out at the grave sites. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
just some small ones, not as big as what's out here, but just something, that little pop of color, that brightness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like when you turn on the street, you're like, oh, because I know, when I turn the corner, that was my first response, was, oh, look, pretty,
The city of Hitchcock has done pretty much their entire city.
But they just did their signs.
Yeah.
Right.
There was one section over by the Intercoastal Canal that still has the old signs. I went over there a couple days ago and it still had the old signs. So I figured that's part of the town that they haven't got to yet. But all the rest of the town where I've driven around,
Mhm.
I've seen
They're really
the
pretty.
new signs.
They're really, really pretty. It made a big impact on Hitchcock for sure. Okay,
We're behind the curve. We need to
so
get there.
you're right. Okay, so let's, we'll put, I got you, we'll put
We-
pressure and all the other companies, pressure, all, so we
Okay.
can get this rolling. Kathy,
Yes.
if you really, really, really love the idea of sign poles, which I am totally not against, because like I said, those wrought iron ones are beautiful. That's a whole other ball game and a whole other cost. So
Yeah, well, I wouldn't, maybe not for every street, but
Yeah,
like our
that would
main-
get pretty expensive real
Yeah,
fast.
like what are we calling, like our town center here,
Mhm.
for all around here, that we could keep that maintained, or we could, I know a friend of mine in Ireland, they had the pretty little fancy ones, they would have like little flower pots, with things on it, we could maybe get a contract with the garden club.
Oh,
to do something like
my
that.
hometown does it. They have them and they hang petunias from them every year down the whole main drag.
Yeah, and they're beautiful, just something like that, but that would also get the garden club back involved with us, more.
So maybe like this main drag,
Mhm.
because this is city stuff
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
this department.
here, and then maybe back by, whatever it is, that economic development and
Laurel.
Art of Coffee, all that area.
Sorry,
No,
Laura.
that's
yeah.
okay, we're all talking with our hands and stuff, but just that whole area to make it pretty.
Our, what is it called? Our historic district,
Okay.
right? Yes, historic district.
I'd like to see new street signs up by the summer.
Oh, yeah,
Me too.
oh,
That's just
definitely.
that's
I'd
my
like to see
vision.
the
I'd
whole
like to
city.
see some of these streets with new signs. And I think just from looking at the minutes from last time, I think I suggested doing, the main streets, down 17 Bayou Road.
Yeah,
Well, I'd
we
like
need
see
to-
them
we need
all
to
done
really
by
make a
next
move
year,
on that.
yeah. Well, by the end of the year, yeah.
it's
Not-
gonna
not this
be,
year, But the end of the.
it's gonna be a bunch of money and it's gonna be a bunch of, because Public Works is gonna have to do it. So they're gonna have to do what they can
Mhm.
when they can. So that's
Yeah.
gonna be, it'll have to be on their time frame. But certainly if sign poles they would be really pretty in the historic area. If you want to reach out to Amanda,
I don't
And-
know who Amanda is.
Amanda Hobby, Public Works.
Never met her.
I have,
I got her.
I'm gonna bring that book to
Okay.
you from Econo Signs. You probably can order one of those books.
Okay.
Their book has everything, all the stuff that you're talking about, it's
Mhm.
in that book,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
all of it.
All right. So
It's
maybe we
all
just
in
put
there.
pressure and we ask about those as well while
Yeah.
we're pressuring
Yeah,
and
I
asking.
have the book.
Okay. Okay, so we'll add in the possibility of. Do you want a motion to add in those?
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
are we making a
Jen?
motion?
I don't know. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Okay, we're gonna make them, I'll make the motion that we move forward into trying to get the street signs and check into sign poles for our historic city
District.
central district.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Okay.
Okay, new business. Discussion, possible action regarding restarting and teaming with the litter bus program. I think we pretty much covered this when
Now,
Mr. Robeson was in
so
here.
I guess, because we did cover that, so I guess all we have to do is kind of approve
Yes.
what he sent forward.
Yep.
And then send that up to.
So do we have a motion? Okay, we're gonna have to do. We need do we have a motion to approve the total amount for parts and labor and work to get the bus up and going of $4,255.82, as well as $20 an hour for the driver.
Yes, I would like to make that motion that we approve that expenditure, 4,255 and 82, plus the salary for the hours for the driver and his trainee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
All right. B, we can move this one. I need to get the invoice still. Terry, this is for the brightly colored shirts.
And, since it's the time of the year and everything, I'd like to table this till January
Okay,
and we get the bus going and then maybe the first month will be February or March, something like that, because, December is not a good time to start something,
no.
nor January.
No.
So,
Like I said, I haven't gotten
yeah,
I put it in
I
with Aurora and Ernie over at Patriot because they do all our shirts, but and to get Ashley shirts as well. Hers are in there as well.
I'd like to just table it and we can pick it up again in January.
Yeah.
And maybe with the trash being picked up, maybe we can work more on a beautification type thing.
Yeah, do whatever, but at least we will have those for
Yeah.
all of our projects.
Yep.
And stuff. Okay, so let's table it until January, or at least until we get the invoice for
Yeah.
getting our stuff. Okay. Item C, discussion possible action regarding Arbor Day.
okay. We had already approved $2,999
Mhm.
so that we could get those. Master Gardeners was supposed to get back with me last week. They never did, about what kind of trees they could get. You messaged me about the different blackberry bushes and other things. Would y'all be okay if we did blackberry bushes and whatever trees that we could get locally, like at Home Depot, as giveaways to the people?
Yeah.
That's okay
Yeah.
with y'all? Yeah, because I mean, Arbor Day is usually the trees, but I'm all for that.
Oh,
If-
yeah.
I
Perennial or
Perennials
permaculture,
come back.
perennials.
Yeah, I just feel like after the freeze that we had and just the busted water pipes, the road construction, we need to reach out to our people and do something nice for our citizens,
For sure.
Okay.
We've got Arbor Day is on the 21st of this month. So it'll be easy enough to set up, but to push out.
Yeah, because I had talked to, well, she's gone now, Colleen about
Mhm.
that. And she was supposed to do something, but that didn't happen because she was,
Yeah,
moving.
she had called me about that too.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, like you said, we pop it up there on Facebook, free, they're gonna be here.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, do we want to check? I mean, because really, like when we do the trash off things, we're not really checking IDs so much. We're just happy to get trash off the streets. But with something like this,
I think we need to make sure with a giveaway of this
make sure-
magnitude
check
that we
driver's
check,
license?
yeah, or utility bill.
Water bill.
Okay,
Yeah. I mean, I,
Make sure we announce how many is available.
Right.
once we
Yeah.
figure out. how
yeah,
many.
once we
Because we
figure
did,
out.
we did ask for a few identifications the other day.
Most people just showed me theirs right off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah, most of the
Some,
time.
you know,
And I saw the logo, so.
I know
I'm
Mr.
good.
Phillips, there was one trailer that was fully loaded and he was like, wait a minute, where did it come from? So maybe that is something we may need to start doing is, I mean, because Texas City does it regardless. They don't let you come over there without
Or the
it.
biosphere.
No, in
Yeah.
fact, they used to let you just bring a water bill. Now the person whose name's on the water bill has to actually be in the vehicle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
And I know we don't fuss so much about the,
so, moving
cleanup,
forward, I
'cause-
mean, I'd hate to turn somebody in, turn them away that actually here that just don't have the right stuff. And then
Yeah.
they already got it loaded up and then next thing you know, it's down a dead end somewhere.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention, I was a little apprehensive about trying to be on that, because not saying no names, but one of them are things that we discovered here. Everything, the house, the water bill, everything was in a deceased person's name, and the person was scared that they wouldn't be allowed to
Mhm.
get the award. And then that's when we changed the name. I told her, no, that's fine, you're doing the work. But she was really concerned about that because she had never changed it. Because like I said, it's expensive for a lot of people to go and change things and, do
Yeah.
stuff.
I
And
think for the most part, the people that been coming here is,
yeah,
kinda,
legit.
we're giving the benefit of the doubt
Mhm.
unless they bring in a whole house like Mr. Phillips was like. We
Most-
got a whole
most
house
people
and we need
don't,
to check
though.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
definitely need to check it.
Yeah, so, and as far as picking these up, do we want to have them delivered here? Do we want to round up our friends with trucks to go pick them up and bring them here?
I mean, if it's saving money to get them, I don't know, I guess that's as
We
far
need
as
to
the cost,
we need to,
see what the
we need
cost
to be
is.
able to acquire them and see and about how many and getting those people, whoever it may be, paid so that we can get our hands on them. Once we can get our hands on them, I'm sure we can figure out how to get them here.
Okay, Elizabeth, get me $29.99 on a credit card. We'll get this done tomorrow. Okay,
Um,
Are we gonna try to do this by November 21st?
yeah, well, because we've been talking about it for months. It's been on our calendar since we started this calendar last January.
it has been. There's been just a lot of
Between
shake
BioFest
up and
yeah.
everything that with all the stuff has gotten bad, and this is one of those things that's affected.
I know, but I think this is one of those good,
Then,
positive
It really
then
is.
positive things.
let's just get it and have it delivered here, and that way it cuts
Right here.
down on a bunch of go get this,
Yeah.
just if we're gonna do it, let's just get it done.
Okay, so we'll pay a delivery fee, so that'll cut us some trees, but still, that way it's all done and brought here.
I think that's probably plenty because most trees run about $30 or so,
Yeah, but we said we were gonna switch and,
or bushes,
yeah,
whatever.
it's honestly, my dad,
25.
I think he said that they had some lemon trees for like $10 at Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's better. We get a lot more of those real small trees.
Lowe's has been a pain to work with though,
Okay. And then,
just in
What
reference to
about one of these
Panthetown.
nurseries? Have y'all ever used a nursery to
Well,
get these things?
I tried calling that Jimbo's Nursery. I emailed them about 3 times.
What
I
about
never got
Moss
a
Nursery
response.
over in Seabrook?
I thought we were trying to keep it local, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's.
Is
one of
Moss-
the-
If you can't keep it local, then sometimes.
But
Yeah.
Seabrook is in Galveston County, correct?
No.
It's Harris County?
See,
Weird.
yeah, that's why I said the depot. 'cause it's like-
Jimbo's?
Yeah, that's when they would never call me back.
Oh, that's right. Is that,
Well,
did
if
you
They
just
don't
say
want to
that?
call us back, then I mean, they don't want to.
What about, what's that place? El Jardinea?
Now that I've not dealt with them, I don't know anything about them. And like I said, I'd also tried Master Gardeners. I got all the way to the director and he said he was gonna call me last week, but he didn't.
Okay, so Kathy,
Yes,
light a fire
okay.
and we'll
Is it
coordinating, get this done.
Is it mandatory that we use people in the county? I mean, if we're reaching out to these people and they not responding, then we need to go elsewhere just so we can go ahead and
First,
cross this off our list.
first preference is obviously the city of Lamarque. Second preference is Galveston County. I believe we can go outside Galveston County. But it's just a matter of kind of like preferential
Okay, so
line.
today's the 10th and
Mhm.
time is running out.
Mhm.
And just my opinion that if we can't get someone in the city or the county to do business with us to get this done, then it's time to move further out and get it done.
Okay.
You
Because
need
we
to-
don't want to keep talking about
Okay,
it.
if you want to call Moz, I'm sorry, if you want to call Moz and see what they can get as far as, it could be trees, blackberries, perennials, whatever for the $29.95 and $29.99, including the delivery fee. I'll reach out to Home Depot and Lowe's tomorrow or Friday. Yes,
course you
make a
can.
suggestion.
There's a nursery, I don't know the name of it, it's off of Feeder Road coming from. It's like in Dickinson. I don't know the name of it.
Or League City.
Yeah, right there.
Exit 22.
You talking about on 96?
That's,
Yeah,
that's, that's.
Jardinian.
That's what I was talking about. El
Jardinian?
Jardinian. That lady is apparently super nice. And she actually does, I've heard a lot of like help with public projects and stuff, donating. So I would call, yeah, I would try, is that you?
In the county,
Mhm.
and I think they probably could handle the volume. that-
Okay.
They do delivery as well. I know for sure, because they deliver
Okay,
dirt and things of that nature.
So barring nobody in the Marque, City, Galveston area.
Yeah.
That might be the best place to go.
What's the other big place there's up there that always has
it's
trees?
still the yellow and red top.
Houston Garden
Garden
Center?
Center. Houston Garden Center.
Yeah, Houston Gardens,
They're high though.
they are.
They might, they do discounts at the end of season though. They do like 50% off discounts at the end of season. So I would check, although I don't know that they do delivery, so we might have to coordinate. That might be something we would need to maybe coordinate, Public Works on
I'll
a
call
weekend
them
or something.
start.
Yeah,
Dina.
she's really nice apparently. I've talked to people who've worked with her
Okay.
for other things.
And we'll go to the 21st of this month.
Have you?
I don't have it.
Yeah.
I just sort of buy dead stuff and hope that it doesn't keep dying.
Okay.
Okay, so we're lighting a fire and pushing it through and trying to get it done by the 21st. Okay. Once we have a person cost, make sure you have a vendor sheet.
Okay, I do not have a vendor sheet. Can you email
She's
me?
gonna need a vendor sheet
Okay.
because they're gonna need that vendor form. And they're gonna need to be explained the process of how they get paid. Because they don't get paid like usually immediately unless someone does go up there with the credit card.
Yeah.
But if they sign us a vendor like Patriot Cheese, for instance, they do the stuff and then a little bit later we send them and pay the invoice. Yeah. Yeah. But that El Jardine. Jardina? Jardi- is that Spanish? Anyway, they've done, I know I've heard them do a lot of work with public things, so maybe they're used to the kind of system maybe that we have.
Okay.
So that might be good. And then, I'm so sorry, once we get an amount, total, I mean, we're gonna have to fire, like hot fire, blue fire, and then get with Kyle maybe and see if he can, or someone who's gonna be doing, and see if they can push even just it as a event, put it, because they can put it in as a city event.
Okay, you got that?
And then it's not a whole advertising spiel. It just would be an event. Because they do those. They just have the city
Mhm.
events that just have our city logo thing over it, and it's just a title and it's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a whole image thing. I can make an image, but I know things have to be specific, kind of, so. Okay, Blue Fire, Kyle, whoever's doing PIO. Yes? Okay. On we go. Item D, discussion possible action regarding light up Marque. I think we talked about this too. Didn't we earlier quite a
Well,
bit?
yeah, we kind of talked about it.
Okay.
So I mean, but now we don't have anybody doing the advertising for it. We don't know how it's gonna go through our portal since we don't have any control of it currently.
I am handling the button and Colleen left all of the materials for advertising for easy access.
Okay,
Because it's exactly, the dates will
Same.
just need to be changed. It's exactly the same though. That's the nice thing about most of the stuff. It's exactly the same. It just needs the date changed. So the dates, I think I put on the agenda item form. Because we start the day after Thanksgiving. And we do a 2-week, was it a 2-week or a 1-week period?
I thought you did like
Was it 1
a
week?
1 week, but I think it's 2 week. I think we should give more people more time.
That runs us into December.
Well,
that's
yeah,
something.
well,
Yeah, okay. Because it's a 2-week period on there and then that would take us to giving out the signs on like Sunday, the 12th. And that like in the afternoon or evening time, because I know people do church and stuff in the morning, stuff like that, but then the lights are on and people are mostly home on the weekends. The 12th, or we can do a 1.5 week period and bump it up to the 5th. I just don't remember if we did a 1 week or a 2 week last year. My
I
brain.
thought it was like I thought it was like 7 days. And at the end of the 7 days, you had like the tally or whatever, and you stopped the voting. But I just wanted to give people a little bit longer because we had so many people kind of complaining that they didn't know, they didn't get to get in on it. Because I already had several posts where people were kind of getting snitty about it. Painted mad at us and y'all never come here, blah, blah. And that's what I told them. You have to go on the portal. And if you want to be considered, for it, you have to fill out, the request.
Well, we as commissioners can obviously, I've already started pushing that it's coming up to
Yeah.
be on the lookout for it so that people are kind of aware. And I've posted it in, well, all the groups that have to do with Marque that I'm a part of. But we started the submission period the day after Thanksgiving. So that would be November 26th this year. And if we run it for a week, that would put us at December 3rd.
And
Or-
I still say 2 weeks, but what do y'all think? To give people more time?
2 weeks myself.
2 weeks. Okay, so submission, and I think this is what I put on the form when I was sitting outside my house earlier today. That would be to December 10th.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then they would get, no, I'm sorry, hold on. Are people starting to put up their Christmas lights already?
Yeah, I passed up a house already done when I was just coming here tonight.
I've seen so many Christmas trees today. People's windows already lit up.
Most people
Yeah.
start putting start putting them up at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just visit your local home improvement store and see all the people in there buying
I
stuff.
know.
I've been in Walmart and Home Depot all this week.
Because once the submission period ends, a lot of people take really bad photos. I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Mhm.
So once we got all the submissions last year, I took all the submissions, I stacked them up and I went around to every house and I took new pictures and I took video that were very clear.
Mhm.
And then I condensed each house into a little video, remember?
Yeah.
So then every house had their multiple pictures, but it had one video. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that each house had their votes. It wasn't, so there weren't like 4 pictures per house and then they could get like a bajillion votes. It was one house, one video, that vote for that one. You know what I'm saying? So I condensed them all into a video and then we did a 3-day voting period. Yep.
from Armstrong,
Uh-huh.
that a response time be added. Not quite sure.
A response time. Is that up there?
Yeah.
Response time to be added. Can he hear? I suppose he can hear us, huh?
But what do you mean by response time?
Is he typing? Can we see? Do we know?
I can't see it.
I can't see anything.
I got older eyes.
What if we ran it the 21st through the 4th?
I just think that people are so tied up with the Thanksgiving weekend, it doesn't give them enough time.
Well, if they can just submit their house,
Yeah, but a lot of people won't do that. They want to do the finished project before they put it up there.
and some people don't do it until
Yeah,
after
because I've had
Thanksgiving.
that with Yard of the Month, you know, somebody will nominate them and they absolutely refuse because it's not up to what their standards they think they should be.
Okay, you know what? We can, okay. So let's do 2 weeks, November 6th through December 10th.
Okay,
And then we will do 3 days of, we'll do 3 days of voting. The, like we did over the weekend, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Right, and then we can announce on Wednesday, the 15th.
That's the 15th of December.
That puts us right in the middle of December. We can go out.
well, no, I think that's fine, you
Okay.
know, because I mean, it's for Christmas. Everybody's gonna have their lights up anyway, but I still think that we should all, as a united front, you know, go and visit these people and let them know how much we appreciate, you know, what they do. That's a lot of work.
It is. Some of them were incredible last year. Did he respond at all, Elizabeth?
He said, yeah, y'all got it.
We got it.
Response time.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so 15th announce. And then that's a one. I know people, I know we all work. I mean,
I can pretty much work around my schedule for any time we would want to go. Would a Saturday be better or a Friday evening for y'all?
as long as it's after 5:30ish, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, then the lights would be on.
Mhm.
And like I said, we ought to, you know, use our bus. It's all clean now. So it's new. Okay, but because you know, before it's what we used to do. We would ride on the bus and we would go to the houses and everything. And I just think that would look kind of nice. We have our bus and all of us there, and you know.
Friday night sounds good.
Okay,
17th.
yep. Make it like just like our meetings, like 6:30.
6ish, 6:30. It gets really dark soon,
So
so
6,
6.
Yeah.
and then we just have to get somebody to drive the bus.
I got a driver's license.
Okay, you drive the bus. Okay, Terry, you're in charge of eggnog.
I can do that.
so we need to have use of the bus then on the evening of the 17th. What is that gonna take? Because it's I mean, it's not like any of our personal property. You know what I'm saying?
We own half that bus.
No, I know. I'm just saying like, it is city somewhere. It's in the city somewhere.
I'm not sure if the bus will be ready by then.
Oh, that's a really good point.
So, yeah. 'Cause we do have to get it. One of the things was cleaning.
Yeah.
Nice deep cleaning.
There's obviously with all those there's a lot of work. Okay, if we can.
We can rent a limo.
I'm with Richard.
Oh, Richard.
What's it called, the funeral home?
That's a hurt.
We can all lay
Limo
down in the back
hearse.
of a hearse. I had to talk to Bim. Cause I don't,
Okay, well, we'll arrange some kind of transportation. If we have to carpool, if we all come here and
The
carpool.
van should be, ready.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
whole
Oh,
month.
About middle of December.
Yeah,
we would
let's
hope.
plan for the bus, and if not, we'll come up with a secondary.
Okay.
plan.
Okay.
Pile up and go in a car, two
Yeah.
cars, three cars.
Because I know it was, because not everyone, me and Tracy just followed each other. It was just two cars and we
Yeah.
just went out. And I mean, that was, then they got to, everybody was out there, you know,
Yeah,
so it
gas
was
is
still a big
expensive. We're
deal.
gonna take one car.
Okay,
Mine
so
was a
whoever's
truck.
car is most fuel efficient. Mine has a car seat in it, so,
That's Elizabeth's car. It just winds up.
her car's magic. We could all fit in
Have a hayride.
Mhm.
it.
You got a trailer.
You got 3.
Do,
Actually, I would love a hayride. We haven't talked about the parade. Is Lamarck having the Christmas parade this year?
Mhm.
They still, if Lions Club did that, they said there would be a parade.
Okay, good. Because, you know,
But I
normally,
haven't, I looked on I didn't see anything on the internet.
okay. Yeah, because I think the hayride would be really cute. Because then, you know, I love seeing the floats that people do make with the kids and stuff on it. And I think that's the kind of memories. We want those good memories.
okay, oh, motion, submission date, November 26th through December 10th. Voting 11th, 12th, and 13th, 15th, announcing the winner, 17th, Friday night, 6 PM. Go out, bus, carpool, all of us as commissioners, to hand out these signs and the gift cards, which we do already have.
Okay.
I so move.
Second,
The second.
all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Possible action regarding spring cleanup. I just want to make sure we're good to go with that. Containers, again, obviously, shred truck. It is, I don't know when they set the date yet, March, April. But I think it worked having them separated, but the line over on the other side was a little funny. Would you agree, Richard?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you have any commentary on the line, the shred truck? Aside from the first 3 vehicles that we're not gonna talk about?
People were getting frustrated right off the bat.
Mhm.
That was, and how can I say? So it wasn't anybody's fault. It was, for one, the guy told me that the truck was having a malfunction.
Mhm.
And people were getting frustrated, and not to call anybody out, but the first people that pulled up had, I think, 3 truckloads of shred stuff.
Yeah, they had a van and 2 trucks.
So
They'd been there waiting for like at least 30, 45 minutes. They got there really early to
So-
try to like be able to get through.
So that kind of started it all. So people started getting frustrated. One lady called Councilman Yancey. They called the mayor. And so, but once they got we
Moving.
got a better system. I mean, I basically had to tell the people that they had to hurry up.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't rude, but it was like, we gotta get this line going. And, it worked out in the end.
Once it got moving. Well, and then we needed to get the bins because we didn't have bins to begin with.
Yeah,
so
and
we
that's
had bins.
something else that we're gonna have to next time around. have
Well,
to-
we're so used to having the one in the spring.
Yeah,
Having the one in the fall is completely new. So
Yeah, we-
Public Works didn't,
yeah.
I don't think they realized.
Yeah, Stacy
So,
said he didn't
yeah.
even know until you had
Right.
called him.
Yeah, so Stacy ran over and got bins and then
So-
he was running and so I didn't know where the bins were and they didn't know where the bins were. So then we found the bins and then,
Actually had to borrow some impromptu borrowing. Yeah, so that'll just be, I'll use a term I've heard here lately, some growing pains.
yeah, I mean, it's really good. People loved that it was there again.
Yeah,
Obviously, there was, gosh, so many there were so many people, about 56 cars went through for shred. 60
Really?
came through for bulk. We got about 60 tires. So we need to work out those kinks for shred, but having it separate was at least nice. That way it didn't congest the one parking lot.
Right.
Oh.
And the guy that was driving the shred truck, he said maybe next year they may bring 2 trucks. I don't know how that would work, but
Probably more of a cost, but yeah.
Yeah,
benefits
more of a
everybody.
Because it's about $960 for each truck, but
how much was it?
I think it's $960 for the truck. For us to pay for the truck.
Yeah.
So next time if we've got so we get a shred truck in spring. So if we wanted a second one, we'd have to arrange that with Waste Management and pay for a second one. But that's something we can absolutely address.
I mean, that was just his thought on it. I'm not saying that's what we should do. That
Well,
was,
this, I mean, it's
something
not
he
about that.
suggested.
That's his job, that's what he does.
yeah, I mean, if it's something to where we can, make it flow faster, I think if we just had more bins out there to where we don't have to wait, with one bin dumping it.
Normally, we've had one truck and it's been sufficient.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I just said if we got more trash bins to where when people pull up, we can at least get
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh,
put in the can.
we really
and keep the
usually
line
do
moving.
too.
And
They
then here's,
usually have 5 or 6 out there.
but here's something else that people weren't too happy about, not being able to see their stuff shredded.
Yeah, that's.
They were not too happy with that,
Yeah.
We had to explain to them that the truck's running slow, that the first people that brought their stuff, they had spiral notebooks, and the spiral notebooks got off into the machine and the wire got caught up, and then there it went. So that's what the problem
Okay.
was right there. So having people that want to see their stuff actually go in that truck became a problem when they
yeah.
found out that they weren't going to be able to see it. They weren't going to sit there all day and wait.
Yeah. I know.
And that's why we had stuff piled on the ground and then started flying away. So that's where the issue came in.
Well, I was gonna mention I wasn't here this last time, but in previous times, we've had issue where the truck just up and drives away because the city has used their part and the truck's mostly full. And then the guy didn't tell me anything. He just drove away, and then somebody else said, oh, well, he said it was full. And then there's all these people that are really irate because they've been collecting paperwork and all this to get that done. So what if we made sure, maybe we do 2 shred trucks? So when that one leaves, we've got another, and we keep the shred truck open for the whole endurance of the time that we're taking the trash.
Well, we've never, when we have had it out for us, we've never had an issue with the shred truck getting too full and leaving. But the second times when the shred truck is in front of City Hall for City Hall's time for it, then people will come and they won't turn them away. But the city has already shredded everything that they need to. So the truck is very, very full from the year. So that's why when we worked out this shred truck for fall sweep, we made sure that we got it on a different day than this the records division did. So I don't think it's so much of an issue of it filling up. We just need to make sure we have a good traffic flow plan over there and extra bins. And
The bins for sure.
and we kind of eyeball check stuff so that we don't have spiral notebook issue happen again, gum up stuff. Cause that's not
maybe
That's not
publish
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Like a guide,
Mhm.
because we do that for what we can take for bulk, don't we? So
Mhm.
a guide for shred would be very helpful. Good idea. We also have the signs. So the Saturday or Sunday before spring, go roll those out.
Mhm.
We will.
Did we find the
Double team.
signs that we
Yeah.
bought
Yes.
last year?
We got 'em. I think they're in my car. I think they're actually still in my car. I haven't touched my car. Since we are starting street teams back up, because we bought gift cards this time and we pushed it, but like it wasn't advertised on our water bill insert. So, since we're kind of quote unquote post-COVID-ish, like we need to make sure we start focusing and pushing the street team thing again. Because it wasn't pushed like it had been in the past when we would do it, because it was just sort of a normal thing that we had done and then it stopped. And so I don't know that people really realized that it was going to happen again. So, I mean, I pushed it where I could, but I'm, you know, there's only so many people you can reach.
Well, and I know there's still not a lot of people that take the newspaper, but they will put stuff in there for free for community events. So.
One of the
About 2
ladies
weeks.
from the Galveston Daily News, I think she reached out at one point. I think it was to Colleen, but again, everything was just like this. But at some point they do that, and they do really deep discounts on bigger spaces in the newspaper to put like the flyer for this week.
I think if we definitely put it in the newspaper, we're definitely gonna have to
Check IDs.
check, yeah.
Yeah.
If we put it in the newspaper, we're definitely gonna have to check ID. I mean, even with the shred,
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna really put it out there. I mean, which is a good thing, because some people get the newspaper, some people don't.
Right.
You may reach, some people's not on social media. So I think that's a good
And for the
idea.
spring cleanup, when will we put the insert in?
Well, I know the Lamarque newsletter thing. What is that called? That booklet thing. It comes out every quarter? So about 3 or 4 months beforehand. So we'll have the
Until
date
they
by,
get another Colleen.
yeah.
Who can do the
But
newsletter, because she did the newsletter.
Yeah, thankfully though, when it comes to advertisements, Colleen made wonderful graphics for all of our big main events. So they are all golden, ready to go. And she said they're easy to edit. So it just, the date would need to change essentially. And I'm sure we can get like our guide of, bulk trash. I'm sure we can get a guide to shredding from Waste Management like we got for the bulk trash. I don't think that's an issue. I'm sure that they have something. And then the newspaper is something to think about, but like you said, we would probably definitely have to check if we advertise it to the whole newspaper.
Well, like I said, I'm just saying, put it in the community events. It's free.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
community events is free, but also, like since she was talking about the book that comes out, we should have an area in there where every time that magazine comes out, it's got our yearly calendar and our
Yeah.
dates. And then that way, what's it, 3 or 4 times a year it comes out, but it's always in
Yeah,
there.
people are seeing it.
Yeah.
I know every cycle, I mean, since we've made the calendar, since we made and solidified our yearly calendar, that when it has come out, it has our stuff in it. Because
For the
it's
whole year in that book?
not for the whole year, but for that next
Quarter.
section, because there's so much that goes into those newsletters. So it was everything that would be coming up for us in that section. And then the next one, it would be the next section, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
every quarter it would have, because if you shove the whole, they're not going to shove our whole calendar in that thing every time.
Well, I mean,
I
just
just
start,
don't think
we have
so.
a little box this big. This date we've got shred, this date we've got, light, with just whatever, just a little thing. It's not like a calendar. It's just a little thing with our dates of what we do.
Well, yeah, but our dates change too. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
No, you're supposed to have that right now.
They change because of KTV, obvi. But we'll have to figure that out once we get a PIO person. But otherwise, I mean, we just do copy paste next year. F is, I just want it to be out there, because I'm not sure if it's going to be digital again like it was this last year. Kathy, you went with me to the digital one, or if it's going to actually be in person, because they were toying with the in-person again this past year, but it ended up being digital. The KTB conference, it will be in June of next year. And it's a 3-day weekend thing. Richard, Ashley's not on there anymore. Let Ashley know.
I
And
prefer it in person, and I think whatever I think we should all go if possible.
yeah,
Well, they have had it at different spots. So I've only been twice where it's been at an actual physical thing, and the rest of the time it's all been this crazy Zoom stuff because of COVID. But I learned a lot, and you make a lot of connections, and you meet a lot of people from other cities, and that's where you really get your networking in.
yeah.
Watching the little programs and stuff, it gets tedious after a while.
For sure.
I like it. My ADHD likes the digital one, but that's just me. I don't like. But I want to go on vacation to the convention, so I want to go. But I wanted to make sure that it got brought up way ahead of time because Richard and Ashley are newer on here. So it just depends. It's about $100 if it's digital, and it's quite a bit more if it's in person, but
You get the hotel, food. It's-
yeah, we do the
I
whole
think we,
shebang.
one time when we were, almost everybody's going, it's like 5,000.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I said, but it's, to me,
it's worth it.
I think you get so much more,
Oh, yeah.
The experience is worth it. Also, they're doing kind of mini conferences in between. I'm gonna be on the lookout for those, just to let you know, because they look for speakers. I did it at one of the other mini ones, so. Just put June conference in your head so that you know. Just like Austin or Dallas or something like that. I think we're good, yeah. Do we have any requests or announcements, anybody?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anybody ready? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I
All right, adjourning this meeting at 7:22, Wednesday, November 10th. Awesome, guys. Oy, ay, ay.